Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and welcome to another thrilling episode of Living World of Darkness. What did you do? So, in this werewolf venue scene, we will put the setting in the Sept's parking lot, as it were, at the park's parking lot, as repetitive and redundant as that sounds, and we will enter scene with the Mystery Machine, the glorious thing that it is. Probably having only recently parked, with Maeve popping out of the passenger side, inexplicably in Hamid, without Chino nearby. How often does that happen anymore? She'll be hopping out of the passenger seat while Lucas is probably doing the same over on his side. Maybe some idle chatter as they're coming around the sides of the vehicle, glancing around, planning to just, do an idle walk into the park.
And about this time, you hear the familiar bass of the Chino clan caravan coming rolling down the street. There's three cars rolling up. They'll roll into the parking lot, and you'll notice in the middle car, Chino is in the back seat. He's all the way to one side, and there's something in the back seat with him. He'll pull up to the point to where they are not on the Sept yet, but they are in the parking lot. And he'll hop out of the car. Anyone looking at Chino, he's got a pretty significant wetness under his dark shirt. It's in multiple spots on the shirt. But because it's a dark shirt, you can't really tell what color the wetness is.
Does it carry a distinct smell?
A distinct coppery tang?
Yes. Out of character, it's one ag that he still hasn't gotten healed yet.
Oh, lordy.
In multiple places because it was silver claymore bearings. So he hops out of the car and kind of waves an arm towards Maebh and Lucas as he sees them, and kind of makes a waving gesture towards
Lucas
the cars.
is gonna go ahead and pop himself quite up so that Chino doesn't actually have to exit the vehicle quite yet if he doesn't really want to. He rushes over to the window and leans over. Yeah.
He's just walking more sedately behind. She's
Okay.
not in that much of a hurry.
The cars will stop and the kinfolk will get out and spread out in a small perimeter to make sure there's no one within eyesight of the cars. Once they give Chino the nod, he's going to reach over beside him, and you notice there's a large bundle wrapped in a carpet beside him, like a huge size Guru bundle.
Lucas looks over.
Yank down the carpet enough to where they can see the familiar Chino's face, because I believe you go back to breed form when you're in cap.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, familiar Chino's face of Nicholas, and then he's going to shove the carpet back up real fast.
Lucas goes ahead and says, "Shit. What's the damage?"
We need to be cleansed, yo.
Okay. Yeah, just stay there. Hold on. Lucas is going to go do a hop and skip back over to the Mystery Machine, where he goes ahead and fumbles with a few different bags until he eventually gets a tub, pours water into it from a water bottle, takes a stick from another bag, goes ahead and lights it, enacts the rite of cleansing, runs over, and pretty much tries to scare away as much of the worm taint away from this particular car, but more importantly, from the Chino shape and probably Chino, who's not too awesome at the moment.
Chino audibly growls during most of and he closes his eye and scrunches it up. I mean, you can tell he's obviously in pain. We've already described how this feels to Chino before, but basically imagine someone with the world's worst sunburn and you like just touch them everywhere at once. And so he sits there and he grips the upholstery for a few minutes, and then once it's done, he'll kind of shake his whole body, give that whole body shiver, open his eye. Thank you, brother. Now, coast clear. We got to get this asshole out of my car.
Understood. How are we gonna fucking transport this asshole? Chino, can you make sure that nobody's looking?
Chino looks at him and looks into Kinfolk. That's what they're doing, yo. Coast clear. They yell if somebody coming.
Alright, fair enough. You got strength enough to help me, he says, going over to the other side?
He nods.
Okay.
Yeah, yo, I got you.
Lucas is going to go ahead and buckle quite a bit because he's only got so much strength in this particular form.
Chino's going to grab two other kinfolk who happen to be standing nearby and have them help carry. So that's the four of us should be able to carry his big ass.
Yep, sounds about right.
Yeah. Chino's strength 4. He could probably do it himself, but
Jesus. In light of Maeve not being much help at the moment and just kind of hovering, she's gonna flit ahead of them to the tree line, hunt out a place to get out of sight so she can cross over and go fetching a dove, because I don't know what the fuck just happened, but Olaf's gonna know something happened.
and as she's starting to flit away, Chino's going to yell, Snow White, go get Olaf. Mikhail too.
Blink? Oh, okay. Well, looks like 2 doves then. So she'll go ahead and do just that and slip across, call down 2 of the doves nearby because goodness knows they're pretty responsive, and ask them to carry messages to both parties. And then slip back over.
Okay. Chino and Lucas will carry the body into the boys' cub cabin and put it down and unwrap it out of the carpet. You can tell the Krynos body, Lucas is who's there with him. You can tell the Krynos body's been, it's all kinds of beat up, and it's got several aggravated wounds that look a lot like Chino's because he took that blast too.
Mm-hmm. Lucas is going to actually look at Chino and simply say, would you like your wound healed?
He kind of looks at him, shrugs. He's like, hold on. All this. Olaf see this.
Okay. That's cool with me. He's going to go ahead and start to... It's been a while since he's been in this particular cabin, but he knows where all the tea-making shit is, and he starts to boil a kettle, if only to make this scene much more familiar.
Oddly enough, when Lucas just kind of walks in, as people are wont to do in Olaf's cabin.
Not Olaf's cabin, the boys' cabin.
Okay, fair enough. Eventually, all the rummaging around outside attracts his attention. He gets up and considers putting on his coat, but it's warm out, man. He leaves it at just his shirt for now. With his sleeves rolled up to the elbows, he comes outside and lights a cigarette, staring at the lights that weren't on before. Mikhail, I hear rummaging.
Well, I guess we should go see what it is.
Meanwhile, apparently doves are also accosting us.
One of you has spirit speech, I know that much.
That's right, I do.
Yeah, we both do, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, receiving that, somehow in the Tellurian, I guess, We'll figure that out later. Either way, so sooner or later, Olaf and Mikhail come up to the boys' cabin, and Olaf doesn't even bother knocking. He just pushes the door open.
Hey, you open the door to see Nicholas's Kratos form, beat to shit, bleeding from various different places. There is a bloody carpet laying on the floor that you could probably take was probably wrapped around him. Chino's kind of squatting to one side, staring at him, not in a friendly manner. He has various dark spots on the shirt that he's wearing. Lucas is making tea, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
And when you open the door, Chino will stand up and just look at you.
Mave's probably also in the kitchen at that point.
I'm good with
Oh,
writing
pardon,
her in
I'm
there.
outside. My bad.
Olaf walks up to the prone form of Nicholas and puts his hand in front of the Krynos snout, checking for any kind of breathing.
He's just incapacitated, so I would assume he is breathing.
Still alive.
Chino says from behind you, "He thralled and eat my flesh, Raya." And you hear a cloth ripping behind you. If you look, you will see a huge Kratos-sized bite mark out of Chino's shoulder.
Huh.
Yeah, Olaf stares at it too, and spends 1 point of gnosis to activate his truth hearing. And in a very odd series of events, you slowly watch the man become the wolf, never looking away from the bite mark. In the words of some of my predecessors, come again?
Chino kind of crosses his arms over his chest in that familiar gesture. We go on mission. Nicholas thrall during mission. Nicholas attack Chino. He bite. He tear. He swallow.
Or 3 successes on a P&E roll. He is specifically looking for any telltale signs of deception.
Chino is not lying whatsoever. He told you exactly what he said. He believes everything he just said.
Okay.
I guess that's the best way to say it.
That is in fact the best way to put it.
Yeah.
Olaf stares at the bite mark for quite some time. What happened next?
Large fight. Kotori see Chino get hurt. Screaming Eagle take over. Screaming Eagle attack Nicholas. Travis attack Nicholas. Chino attack Nicholas. Travis knocked Chino into river of sewage. Nicholas fight Screaming Eagle and Travis. At some point, Talia thrall to the worm as well. Attack Cinna. Travis beat Nicholas to this state. While he do that, Screaming Eagle jump over river to attack Talia to keep her from kill Cinna. Talia attacks Screaming Eagle, almost kill him. Chino jump across to help Screaming Eagle. His eye kind of goes dead and he fixes Olaf with a straight stare. Chino killed Talia.
Two successes.
He believes everything he just said.
I believe that was a rage roll.
No, that was legitimately a peony.
Okay, fair enough.
No, if it had been a rage roll, it just would have been 4 dice.
Cinna, upset, understandable. Take Talia. Travis, tell Chino. Why you kill her, I tell you to subdue her. He not tell Chino to subdue her. He tell Chino to subdue Nicholas. He not say anything about Talia. Chino say, I not hear you, Raya. He not say anything. Travis just walk away. Tell Chino to pick up Nicholas and keep going. We have mission to do. We go into a place where Alan dead. They find computer and other things. We take. We come back. Travis tell Screaming Eagle and Chino to take Nicholas. We take Nicholas. I take Screaming Eagle back and make sure he okay. Then I bring Nicholas here for cleansing. And to meet judgment for eating flesh of other Garou. As you teach us.
And we're gonna make one last P&E roll here. Tempting fate. Fate untempted. Holy crap, that is 5 successes.
He believes everything he said.
While you're doing it, I'm gonna go grab a pillow.
Did Mikhail actually say that?
Yep, he's gonna get a pillow, and then he's gonna come back, and he's just gonna place it over Nicholas's head.
Not yet.
We can solve this right now.
Not yet.
As you wish. It takes a few more minutes before he pulls off.
God.
What set him off?
Chino looks to Lucas. Who?
Goes ahead and gestures to the unconscious. He goes, how did we come to this?
We go on mission to find place where Alan we find place in underground sewer. Go inside. Meet Radkin. Kotori Raya make deal with Radkin. They show us to where Alan make den. But they only go so far because they say danger past there. We continue on. At some point, several traps happen. At one point, large pit open. Everyone jump across. Nicholas almost not make it. Chino grab Nicholas and keep him from falling in pit. We continue on. We find large space with river of sewage going down middle. Chino, Kotori, Travis, Raya, Nicholas go left. Sina, Talia go right. Several tripwire. Many traps. Some point, not know who, step on something, trip something, large explosion, much silver bullets, hit all of us. All feel rage build. Nicholas Thrall.
Is that a full report?
I tell you what happened after that already.
Goes ahead and nods. That is a full report.
I know Travis, Raya, Cinnamon, Raya, they bring body of Talia back for rights.
I am aware of that.
He just nods and shuts up.
Nicholas here is confined to the Sept until further notice. Whether the terms of his confinement escalate is not up to one such as I. Though you can tell, obviously, that Olaf kind of wishes it was.
Is that P&E bait? That's P&E bait.
Yeah, it's being a bit.
Chino doesn't generally P&E. I don't know why he would start now.
So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, you survived Wolf Home. You can read a wolf probably better than a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of conflict in Olaf right now. You can tell that at the moment he is clinging to his sense of duty and honor as the only light post in this particular snowstorm.
Okay.
I mean, this is just based off his body language and what you already know about him.
Oh yeah, I understand. Teapot goes off. Lucas goes ahead and stifles the steam. Starts to pour a few glasses. Sets them on the tray. Doesn't serve it to anybody quite yet, but it's there for anybody to go ahead and grab them.
One question. Did Talia eat?
Chino looks at him and says, Chino did not see Talia eat.
Just to make this legit. Yeah.
He doesn't, but he believes what he's saying. He did not. He believes that he did not see her eat.
Okay.
And I believe we would know if she had eaten flesh.
You're right. You're right.
No one returned with any bite marks.
True. She had a very strong bite.
Yeah, but she wasn't an abomination like this thing on the floor.
I'm in no mood for rhetoric, Mikhail.
Calling it like I see it.
What mission was this?
Travis
Scouting.
Raya called for people. He say he have information on place Alan might be.
All right.
Raya called. Chino come.
This matter have to be investigated fully. Which means that we will need to speak to everyone that was there.
Chino nods.
And you're gonna have to get that healed sooner or later.
Lucas or Maebh here. No problem.
Lucas
Chino
goes ahead and
leave.
offers.
Screaming Eagle offer to heal. Chino leave for evidence for Olaf. Now Chino heal.
Lucas is going to take a hot second and actually bring out his sketchbook and start sketching the wounds and the scene as it is right now. Because that
Alright.
seems like something he ought to do. I'll go ahead and lower it to difficulty 5 because he's taking his time. That seems fair enough.
Seems legit.
So you see, as you guys are talking, the stenographer known as Lucas Math is currently drawing your figures, currently drawing the unconscious form of Nicholas, drawing, what's his face? Mikhail, actually, in a little side panel. Little tiny mischievous and malicious marks on him, but that is to be, he's a Shadow Lord, so he's used to it. But mostly making sure to document as much as the evidence as he can see at the moment. And he'll take your testimony if you're willing to let him.
No, Olaf actually wouldn't want a written record. The picture is one thing. It can be dismissed as artwork. But like a detailed written record is something Olaf has already presented himself to Lucas as not being a fan of.
Okay, fair enough. And then afterwards, after all that is done, he goes ahead and stows his sketchbook. Actually, no. He'll go to a freaking Foot Locker and throw his sketchbook in there, because that's a secure location. Afterwards, he'll come back out with his hands up and say, I can heal, or Maeve can heal outside.
Ah, yes, Urban. I'd almost forgotten.
Whichever one, Raya.
You know, and he just kind of seems to lose his train of thought for a few moments. Whichever works.
Okay. Lucas is going to go ahead and walk to the door and go ahead and open it. Maeve, I got a job for you.
Maeve was hovering in the doorway. She is not there anymore.
You do it, Lucas. And Olaf pads outside, looks around.
Lucas goes ahead and turns around. Ominous. Dominus.
Leaving the Shadow Lord alone with the
Hey,
phono.
you're healed. For a lot.
All right. And Chino's last ag from the fight is healed. He kind of rolls the shoulder a little bit to get it working. Thank you, Nicholas. Or Lucas.
No problem, man. No problem. And Lucas is going to go ahead and take a beanbag chair and just sit, looking over the body of Nicholas.
And if people don't mind a flash to outside, Maeb's not making a bunch of noise because she's not in, well, pardon, I should have shifted it. She's not in Hobbit anymore. And wolves don't cry.
Wolves don't
But,
cry.
I mean, Olaf will be able to find her. She's just around the side of the cabin, probably over where she's been nesting with Chino and Lucas recently.
What are you doing?
She just looks at him in shock. There's every physical evidence of mourning.
It's not the time for that yet, Maebh.
Sets her ears back. Just looks at him. She doesn't honestly understand what else he expects her to do.
You had a wounded guru in there in need of your help. Yet I find you here.
She'll do a little bit of shuffling to do it, but will snap off the one guy's breath she has on her, and with her muzzle toss it towards him.
It's already been done, Maebh.
Then what does it matter?
The point is that we have these specific times for a reason.
Lucas was there. He can do it naturally. Leave me alone.
We're a warrior people, Maebh. You can't wallow in this.
I'm not a warrior, I'm a healer.
You are born a soldier, whether you accept it or not.
There's a pause and further disgruntled body language. But she hasn't budged yet. Do you need me or not?
Be ready in the morning. Training continues.
She just stares at him.
And Olaf, who somewhere in the back of his mind does sense that he left Mikhail alone-ish in a room, returns.
And once he's gone around the corner, Maeve will go to fetch back the little gourd on a cord and just kind of plop it into the blankets with her and just sit there.
When Olaf enters, he looks back at Nicholas, who's still pretty banged up. This one, does he sit on the edge of death?
Chino kind of looks at the body and looks back at Olaf. Not sure, Raya.
Heal him one of you.
Do you need me to get him in the hangout if you're going to make him conscious?
That's a good point.
Lucas will go ahead and interject. I do not know in what capacity he will be when he comes to. Perhaps it's better for one of the Sept healers, proper healers, to come by.
I do
That's
agree.
a good excuse.
I do agree.
We can keep a overwatch over him, a vigil, so that he doesn't succumb to his injuries until a proper authority can come by.
Indeed. Word must be sent.
If you wish it, Olaf, I can keep a vigil.
Why don't we just put him into the same cell that we kept Xavier and Victoria at?
Above our call, last I remember.
Fair enough.
For now, keep him here, and here alone. I'm reducing his privileges to the immediate grounds.
Understood, Olaf.
That being said, if he tries to flee in the face of the ensuing investigation and trial, he will be stopped. Do I make myself clear?
Understood, Olaf.
Mikhail,
Yes.
you and I need to decide how to approach this. I would prefer that this all be said and done with a great deal of speed. I will not endure another Ben Renshaw.
I think he was before my time, but yes, I would agree.
All right. Lucas, you stay here. If necessary, if you're not able to reach the appropriate offices, I may call on your capacity as a messenger in the future. But for now, make sure he stays here and doesn't bleed out.
Lucas will go ahead and nod in agreement and understanding.
All right. We're leaving now. And Olaf actually gets up to leave. Probably the expectation that Miguel will come with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a cub cabin. No reason to stay there.
If you guys go ahead and leave, I believe that Lucas and Chino are going to have a very, very long and extended conversation.
Okay.
Throwing the scene over to the philodoxes.
Once they get back to Olaf's cabin, which, well, the one with hands can open the door.
The
Though-
boy with the hands. What?
Before, well, yeah, because Olaf's in lupus right now.
Oh, okay.
Though, before he does, there was a cigarette from before. Olaf goes back and gets that. It's very awkward watching him put it out and then just carry it with him all the way into the cabin and specifically put the thoroughly snuffed out cigarette in the trash. But he does it. He goes out of his way. What a fucking mess.
That seems to be a very common thing.
Well, seems the compassion got the better of me. We'll need to revisit both Cinnamon and Travis. I will, if he is still amongst us, take on the task of speaking to Screaming Eagle.
Well, he is part of your pack, right?
It is interesting situation. My alpha is his descendant. He rides within my alpha. How the totem views him, I do not know, though he shows respect to our totemic spirit. It, as I say, interesting situation. I myself, not often do I commune with ancestors. Either way, I've managed to meet him personally twice and not have my head torn off. Seems to be a very solid track record.
I met him my first day here. I can do without.
So be it. To thrall and imbibe the flesh of another guru. As you've seen, considered quite the dread crime.
Indeed.
Which is why I am insisting on this being done properly. We'll speak to all the witnesses, compile all of the information, and then bring it to the truth catcher. This is now a Sept matter, seeing as how they are here and not in the field. But this mission, it interests me. All of those traps. How much of where they were is just lined with explosives and tripwires and pits?
I have no idea. I can't imagine a black spiral would leave his lair unguarded.
I suppose it's something of a moot point. Once prey understands that the hunters are closing in, tends to fly its nest. I doubt even if we cleared the rest of the area that we would find Alan.
So it sounds like this mission was a complete failure.
In its original intent, if I'm to guess it. Though, interesting idea. Opening relations with Ratkin.
Never met one.
Nor have I. Either way, our foci are set. Resolve this case in a speedy fashion. And you and I apparently have someone to visit.
Yes. Let's just consider him a loose end that needs to be tied up.
Kin are at least, how you say, biologically human. It will have to be done properly.
Oh, of course.
I will speak with my sister as soon as I can about this. Rends the pure matter, the Weaver. Then again, if you manage to talk to her first, I won't be too put out. She is, after all, pack with you.
Indeed.
So no worries about etiquette there. What are your thoughts on all of this?
Oh. I feel like I'm missing a bigger part of the puzzle. I'd like to know everything that went down to give a true opinion. I'd hate to say something and offend somebody.
Indeed. Fucking silver. You'd swear half of the economy is just based in New York. I mean, it's a precious metal, right? There's supposed to be a finite amount of it in the entire world.
Yes.
Yet everywhere we turn.
I thought all the silver in New York was all tied up in the laboratory.
Not to mention this FFS business. Looked at the Guardian Net not long ago. The same equipment.
Had been used with the kinfolk slayings.
I don't like this. I don't like the idea of them being organized. Before, you go on bug hunt every now and again. There is some order amongst them in that way. Like insects. That's why I call it a bug hunt.
Yes.
But those, like feral animals, you and I were at that same house. These ones, weapons, money, tactics. I don't know what to think about it yet, but I would like to know more.
As would I.
But for now, we can let things lie fallow. Do me a favor and try to get some sleep.
Of course.
I'll be here. And Olaf does not go to his futon, actually. He goes to like this one spot in the floorboards that, just from the way it's slightly discolored from the others, you can tell he kind of favors laying on. Maybe there's an indent or something. And kind of curls up. And while he doesn't sleep, he does just kind of stare at the wall.
guess we go back to the Rega bashes.
Lucas goes ahead and looks from across the room over to Chino. He simply says, "Your sister is crying. You should go to her."
Chino looks over at Lucas. His eye seems to be fixed on it for a minute. He doesn't immediately get what he's saying.
Mhm.
It's obvious. He's thinking of his actual sister. My sister, fine. She at home with Obela.
Lucas is going to go ahead and knock on the wood paneling behind him. Bing, bing. Your sister and Gaia.
Oh, why Snow White crying?
Because she just heard that a few people that she is very, very close with, one of which is dead, the other one which is close to and may be condemned.
He shrugs. Not sure. Person who killed them. Best to talk to her then. Do you know?
Nah, I get where that'd be awkward.
Do it.
Chino, I'm in a bad place because I got nobody else that I can go ahead and send out there.
Go outside, Lucas.
He shrugs. I can go. I'm not sure how comforting Chino be.
Leave Chino alone with Nicholas.
I guess it's you and me sitting here in this room. We can do this for as long as we need to, I guess.
Chino cocks his head a little bit.
I can't bring her in here.
Lucas, you afraid Chino going to kill Nicholas?
He goes ahead and looks at you and nods.
Alright.
Chino straightens up. Chino had however many miles from Suva to Sept to kill Nicholas, when no one would know. But you think Chino gonna do it now?
Chino, I just need to hear your words that you won't bring to harm Nicholas once I leave, or if I turn my back.
He grins. Nicholas very safe from Chino right now. Nothing could be done to Nicholas by Chino that's going to be worse than what they do to Nicholas. And he kind of points towards Olaf's cabin.
He'll go ahead and nod, but he'll go ahead and speak up. Okay, just know, these walls are thin and can't hold a raging Krenos.
Chino grins. I not kill him.
Soap in a sock.
That's all I need. Your promise and your word.
Soap
He
in a
goes ahead and stands up. Start to make his way out. He won't immediately and utterly leave. In fact, he'll sit on the porch with the door ajar and call out, "Hey."
Well, for Lucas's sake, yeah. Maeve will eventually creep around the corner. She's just kind of slinking, and she'll climb up onto the porch and flop back down and just kind of put her head in his lap.
He'll not go ahead and talk. He'll not go ahead and do anything. Just give her a very, very comforting pats from just behind her ears. his own ear just very, very much aware, very, very much alert.
No, she, I mean, again, wolves don't cry, and she can't howl in the park, so she's just gonna lay there for as long as he is willing to sit there with her. She's just gonna lay there and reassure herself with physical contact.
That's all I wanted to do.
She'll occasionally twitch an ear to the cabin itself, but if Chino's not moving around, Nicholas isn't going to be waking up anytime soon. Is there anything else we'd like to do, guys?
Chino he'll pull up a chair, pull out a six-pack, and he'll sit there and drink beside the unconscious form of Nicholas.
I love that description of that scene. I can imagine in my head.
Yep. Well, very
Somebody
well.
wants to
Shall we
give
call
us
it
an
there
outro?
then?
Pillow over the face.
All right.
God damn it, Eric.
With Eric providing the devil on everyone's shoulder, we will say thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. And we will see you next time on another episode of Living World of Darkness, Rage Across New York.